Case study 0007 Zoombies with musician and artist John Forbes. A strange virus quickly spreads through a safari park and turns all the zoo animals undead. Those left in the park must stop the creatures before they zombify the whole city. All right. Okay, let's do this.
So, John, how are you doing?
Fine and dandy.
That's great. That's really good to hear.
Thank you.
After what we've been through. Any thoughts right off the bat about this movie?
Well, I started off a lot of times before I see a movie, I'll watch the trailer.
Yeah.
And so I went to YouTube and watched the trailer, and I didn't really do much research. And I thought, this fucking thing, the logo's a ripoff of Jurassic Park. No.
I did not put that together.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking like, oh, what the hell's going on here? And so I watched that, and actually the trailer looked horrible. Like everybody looked like a Steven Spielberg movie where everybody's a bunch of assholes and you hope they all die, and you hope the child gets killed first.
Yeah, I was really thinking that kid was dead from frame one.
God damn that. So man, I can't help it when I look at anything that's online is go down to the comments section, which is always rolling into hell. But actually, I only read the first one, and RJ Soylent was the first comment.
Thanks, RJ.
And he wrote, "Zombie giraffe, ... I can now die in peace." And peace was spelled Piece. But this is the best. For I have now seen everything.
Oh, he's got a low bar.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this movie. Starts off, I didn't even realize or notice the font of the movie, but that first opening sequence, I was like...
And I want to interject something here.
Sure.
I hate Steven Spielberg movies. I think that's what's caused everything that's gone wrong in America can be traced back to Steven Spielberg.
I would say starting at E.T. What would be your starting
point?
That's
probably true too, because my grandma took me to Jaws when she was babysitting me.
Jaws.
Oh, and I liked seeing that.
I love Jaws.
Yeah.
So it starts off and I was like, oh, this is going to be a ripoff of Jurassic Park. And guess what? I was right.
Yeah, man.
I was shocked because I wanted zombies. I wanted animal zombies and I wanted people zombies.
That was what I was really hoping for. Have you ever heard of a movie called We're Rabbit?
I don't. It sounds familiar, but I don't think
I've never seen it, and I've got to see it before I die. I remember it came out maybe in the 90s,
like
and it's
RJ?
about a rabbit that got bit by a werewolf.
Golden.
Right.
Okay, so she's showing off all these beautiful exhibits for family fun time at this awful place with parks and zip lines. I was like, oh, they're going to use that zip line later.
Right.
I really wanted all those water slides and all that shit. I wanted to see zombie monkeys all over that.
I wanted to see zombie monkeys. I wanted to see a zombie python.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wanted to see a zombie sloth. Also when she was talking and she was calling it Eden.
Yes.
I misheard it. And I thought she was saying eat it. And it was just like, what,
That's aggressive.
What the hell is this all about? And also this movie, it sort of had the vibe of one of those teen movies in a way. But in those teen movies, everybody's always fucking, know? And so I was trying to figure out, okay, this is going to spice things up, but who's going to, do each other?
Right.
But then the first people that I thought were going to do it was when they were in the bus.
Yeah.
And the guy with the suit.
Yes.
And he was looking at the guy that was wearing, who was wearing the tank top and he had the man bun.
AJ.
What was that guy's name?
I think it was AJ because he was the one who went
Gage
to the gorilla.
and AJ.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, man, they're going to hook up, and they're going to get married. And Gage is going to say hey, I'm the suit. I'll go out. You just keep your body beautiful. And,
Man, I feel like there's so many points in
because like he was going to take a
movies.
picture and like that AJ was looking at him and he's sort of doing a Marilyn Monroe cheesecake type of pose. Like, and then the woman came by. And also the doctor, this was what pissed me off to no end to look at, was the doctor reminded me of Ivanka Trump when I first saw her.
Wait, what doctor?
The woman who ran the park, whose grandfather started it.
Oh, yeah, I can see that for sure.
Hey, you know what we didn't talk about?
What?
Didn't it start off with Monty carrying a primate into the lab? And the doctor was in the lab. And the doctor, when I first saw it, okay, this is the poor man's Louis Gossett Jr. And he's like, this animal isn't going to die.
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch. This animal ain't going to die. I'm a man. Punch me in the belly.
Oh my God. And that comes to one of the best kills in the
movie. Because that happened so quick. And I thought, okay, this movie's going to kick my ass left and right. And did you notice the woman? She looked like a poor man's Sandra Bullock.
Yes. So all of these characters have new names. We've got Lou Gossett Jr., Sandra Bullock, and Ivanka Trump.
Right.
I mean, Trump.
Yeah.
Either way. Well, she's Ivanka Trump now. But they...
because the monkey, remember the monkey was sitting there? He was dead.
Yes.
He comes back to life.
Wait. They've got it hooked up to a heart monitor and it stops and they're all just standing around. And then Sandra Bullock is like, it's dead. Right. Really? How can you tell? Because a heart monitor has stopped and has been beeping and now is just screeching for the past 5 minutes.
And then he gets up on top of it, which is obviously an empty locker, and throws it down on the guy that brought him in, and it kills him. Like that would not kill anybody.
Sandra Bullock just looks at it like, oh crap. Like, no, just lift it off him. It's probably 20 pounds. It's fine.
And then she says, I'm getting out of here. And Lou Gossett Jr. says, nobody leaves. Nobody leaves. And then a monkey comes up and jumps from her behind and grabs out both of her eyeballs and pulls them out. And so you see her empty eye sockets, and it's just like, all right, this movie is gonna be amazing, right, man? It's got to go like this all the time.
The monkey pulls out the eyeballs and throws them at Lou Gossett Jr. All eyes on you, Doc. All eyes on you.
And then there's blood everywhere, and then all of a sudden you see Lou Gossett's. You see the buzzer, the alarm, and then you see Lou Gossett Jr.'s hand like coming out to hit the buzzer.
It's beautiful.
Right.
Then we cut to the bus full of interns.
Right.
All the horny teens.
Right.
And Ivanka Trunk, I'm just going to call her Trunk because I messed up the first time.
Okay.
And she is giving exposition to the fullest over the loudspeaker of the bus. But
it's not very loud because everybody's talking over it. And the bus is only about... It's about the size of a minivan. Yeah, exactly.
So she's a single mom. And
what is that? Always a single mom. Did the dad just run off? Did he get killed? Did he get killed in Afghanistan?
Yeah, it's the Disney syndrome where the mom is always dead, but instead it's always the dad here.
Right. Or the 60s TV show where the mom's always dead.
Exactly. I noticed a sign and I was waiting for it to come back at some other point, but next to Gage, the suit wearing dude, there was a big printout sign taped to the window that says, "Do not touch glass." And I was like,
damn, that one eluded me.
I was like, I can't wait to see for this to play out later. It doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that. I was just looking at everybody.
And so they have to turn over the phones, which...
Well, because the snotty chick,
right?
Who has vocal fry to boot.
Oh my god! And she's got the side ponytail, and she's full on in
whatever.
An 80s. She looks like she's about to go to an 80s party,
right? Oh, and I was looking on
DB.
Yes, thank you. And see what everybody's done. And then after that, I looked at everybody's Twitter accounts and to see what they've done on that. Yeah. And I didn't go to everybody's Instagram account, but
man, you did your homework.
Shit, man. But anyway, on everybody's Twitter account. Nobody has touched their Twitter account since like about 2017, like
Which
a year
is
after
about-
this movie.
yeah, exactly.
A year after this movie.
They
you
like
know.
all made their Twitter accounts in 2016 and they're like, all right, I'm done.
But anyway, the snotty chick in the vocal, who had the vocal fry,
Yeah.
she did another movie because I looked at like images of her on Google.
Yeah.
There's a picture of her making out with another woman, which was like it was like some sort of movie poster, like
Yeah.
she's she's like 27 years old, but she's supposed to play a 15-year-old in this movie
my
that like things are going bad at school, so she just decides to become gay.
I mean, that's how it happens, right?
Right.
Okay, we get Ricky. Ricky needs to settle down. He is so excited to get to the
Oh, now Ricky's a Jerry Lewis type of guy.
My God.
And the Hawaiian shirt.
He's like, this is my stop. This is my stop. And he gets off.
Screech was his idol.
Oh my God. He's got, the bird aviary is where he gets off, not the other aviary.
Yeah.
They made sure.
In fact, when I did my notes for that guy,
Yeah.
the maniac in the Hawaiian shirt who thinks he's Jerry Lewis.
He was sad.
Yeah.
He needed a he needed a Xanax is what he needed. And so they stopped to drop off Ricky, who's so fucking excited. And another security guy comes by on a bike and Ivanka's like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, oh, there's trouble wherever they were, Dr. Gorin, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, should I be concerned? And he's like, if we all got concerned when Dr. Gorin like set off the alarms, then we'd all have heart attacks all the time or whatever. I'm like, stupid fucking Dr. Zorid or Gorin. Go
that
with
guy, I also
OSHA.
noticed that guy, he's a stereotype in all the movies.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know, like, he might be somewhere like in the Pacific region,
Yep.
and he's always riding a bike,
Yeah.
but he's never sweaty and his clothes never look dirty. And usually like the guy's sort of spiritual too,
Oh, yeah.
He's got some sort of weird spirituality from some religion that you don't know, but it's better than everybody else's religion. And that's why he's always grounded to the earth and
Right.
all his toes and heels are touching the earth at the same time.
He's the guy that's wearing the crystal necklace. Okay, we got to get to it because first Gage comes up to Valley Girl and he's like, hey, what's up, young Republican? What are you doing here?
And what about her backstory? It was just like, like that backstory was like one of those stories like, like one of those people like, now a friend of mine, friend's cousin said, it was like one of those like, like, I'm only here because I got kicked out of the sorority. I shouldn't have slapped that policeman. And then like, but I'm, and then it's just this litany of bullshit she's done on the outside world.
And I wanted
And
to
instead of
see
sending
that.
her to prison, they send her to be an intern at an animal sanctuary.
That's what you get when you're rich. You
Right.
can go to a sanctuary.
She stormed the Capitol. She stole a laptop.
She mentioned being in a bar fight, which is where she slapped a cop. And I was like, oh, she's going to make some crazy character arc where she's going to beat the shit out of some monkeys or something.
Right.
No. Okay, so would they get to
And she
Kifo?
gets thrown into the war dog section.
Yes. But first we get to the little girl
Oh, yeah.
meets with her favorite buddy, Kifo.
Right.
And
And did you notice when they played that, the music in the background sounded like the love theme from Romeo and Juliet?
no, I did not.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw how into Kifo she was. They're like besties, and I was like, man, that little girl is going to be jiggling Jello on a spoon by the end of this movie,
Yeah.
like it's Jurassic Park or something. And that is absolutely not a gorilla, and absolutely yes.
Oh, and I noticed during the movie, the gorilla sometimes it'd be as tall as me, sometimes it'd be shorter than me, and other times it'd be 2 stories tall. And I noticed another scene that it wasn't doing anything, and you could tell it was a man in an outfit, and he was just leaning against the wall like, I'm taking a break.
He's on his smoke break.
Right.
He's hiding his cigarette. I love that gorilla so
Yeah.
much.
I hated that child, though.
Oh,
That
God. Wait, yes. AJ is the one that goes to the gorilla stuff.
And he has to pick up the primate shit.
Yes, because he's an intern.
Right.
And interns love shit.
Right.
I guess. I don't know what interns
No,
do.
because, like you have to pick up shit before you can become in the upper office.
Right. And they kept naming off all these species that they're protecting in this movie, and I did not want to look up if those were real because they sounded totally fake.
Also like at the beginning when they were working on the ape or working on the primate.
Yeah.
There was all sorts of medical,
Yeah.
And I could tell, okay, they're just making this out of their ass. But it's like, that TV show Quincy?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So one of my sisters is a nurse one time when I was watching and saying, are they just making this shit up? She goes, no, actually they did their research before they wrote the script.
In the 70s.
Right.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I wrote down so much character development.
I wrote down Boris pulled a practical joke on Titus.
I don't know who either of those people are.
Now, Boris was one of the security guards.
Yes, that's when Ivanka leaves her kid, her like 5-year-old kid, alone in the office while she goes to do work.
Oh yeah.
And then she goes to the security guards, and not Rex, Boris. One of those two guys was like stroking one of the others with his hand, and he's like, cut it out. And then he drops it because it's a fake hand.
Oh, yeah. And then he screams. I know. Remember, there was 2 interns that didn't do anything.
Right.
And they were intern 1 and intern 2. You don't even see them get killed. They're just on the bus.
They just got left there. They got forgotten about.
Like, that's it. Look at the guy who played Kiko the gorilla. You see him?
Wait, which one is he?
The guy with the well-manicured beard.
Oh, that he hid that well-manicured beard under that mask?
Right.
That's a shame.
Right.
I wrote down, security guards are so hilarious.
Now, Michael Delgado, who played Gus, who's one of the security guards,
oh,
he was the one that sort of looked like he could be a meth addict.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even his IMBD picture, he has dark circles under his eyes. Either he's goth or he just has a real iron deficiency.
It's got to be a character photo.
I hope not.
They mention another zip line that's not ready. Nobody get any ideas because it is not ready.
Yeah, that's always like, okay, they're going to use that one later on.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to mention it 5 more times and talk about how they cannot use it. But maybe we have to.
And then remember Leslie?
Oh, hell yeah.
And then they thought the guy in the suit was a security guard.
And Rex was like, security guards don't wear church clothes. I was like, what if they're going to church? Like,
right.
Come on. Don't be an asshole.
What if he's a Mormon going door to door?
Right. Don't be so discriminatory.
I like Leslie was kind of like the poor person's Holly Berry.
Oh, yeah.
If Holly Berry and PJ Harvey had a baby.
Yes.
Because she kind of looked like PJ Harvey, too.
Yes. She was kind of gorgeous.
She kind of was.
Okay, so they have this running theme. I didn't even tell you this. I don't know if you happen to catch it, but a few weeks ago, I did Aquarium of the Dead, which is a spinoff of the Zombie movies.
I read that there, and Zombies 2 is a prequel.
It's a prequel?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So how was Aquarium of the Dead?
It was horrible.
It was?
It was, you know how you got to see a lot of action in this movie and a lot of it was just insinuated? Mm-hmm. There was nothing but insinuated action, lots of off-screen shots of like, oh no. There's a scene in Aquarium of the Dead where there's just starfish all over the grounds. And then they're like, oh no. Like, it was crazy.
You mean the starfish became zombies?
Yeah.
Oh, they move so slow.
Exactly. It was, I say it was horrible, but it was kind of great. Just like this.
Yeah.
But one of the main things that happened in that is that there wasn't enough security. They needed to update the security system.
Oh, that's
So I noticed that they did that with this one too.
It's always that security. It's always a lapse.
We need
It's
more
always
technology.
It's always a lapse in security that's a downfall
Always.
of everybody.
So something's going wrong with the Dr. Gorbon.
Remember, they also said it's a zoo, not Jurassic Park.
And I was like, oh, they beat me to the joke.
Yeah.
And they,
So then they
Yeah.
realize we got to go check out what's going on in this lab. You know,
Yes.
nobody's answering the phone. Also,
yeah,
the Dr. Ivanka Trump,
yeah.
her slide key would not work in the
Yeah.
office. So, you know, okay,
There's
going to be somebody, you know, there's going to be somebody chasing after him, you know, like, you know, a chipmunk with, you know, zombie chipmunk chasing after him.
Right. Only it's some weird genus of chipmunk that you've never heard of.
Right.
And the doctor, he only deals with small monkeys and lemurs.
Yeah.
That seems awful wasteful for such a huge zoo.
Yeah,
Where they
especially
have-
for only one doctor.
Right. They don't. Do they have like 80 other doctors to deal with all the other species?
That's a good question because they never brought it up. That must be
No.
Doctor number 1 and Doctor number 2 that went with intern number 1 and intern number 2.
Yeah, they're not worth mentioning.
Now they come up to the lab where the doctor's in, and they just see a bloody hand pressed against the
Yes,
window.
they're like standing there forever, and then the hand like slaps up against the window, and they're trying to get the door open.
And didn't the key card not work on that one too?
No,
or am
the
I
key
just-
card worked.
Oh, okay.
But the doctor was like, "Don't come in, don't come in." Why the
You
fuck
know-
did you put your hand on the window if you didn't want anyone to come
right.
in?
And then he's squirming around on the floor, and it looked like he had diarrhea. You know.
I mean,
And it sounded like it sounded like it sounded like he was farting up a storm. You know, there was all these horrendous fart sounds. And then all of a sudden there's a monkey jumping around, so they're fighting the monkeys, and somebody tries to taser the monkey, and the monkey grabs a taser gun
Yes.
and tasers somebody else.
To
you know?
death.
Yeah.
they got tasered.
And the monkeys are
to
kicking
death.
ass. They're kicking everybody's ass.
It was great. Oh, but this is one of the best kills ever in this scene. When the doctor, he's standing there for a minute. He's like, oh, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be a xenomorph death.
Yeah.
And the monkey flies out of his chest.
That's what I don't understand.
Did he swallow that monkey?
It was like alien.
Yes.
Except he didn't eat a bowl of spaghetti first.
How did the monkey get in there?
I also like how an intern grabbed a monkey and put it in his coat and starts beating the monkey.
Which they also did in Aquarium of the Dead. It's like, we don't have the technology to show this, so I'm just going to wrap something in a jacket and smash the jacket a bunch.
I like how somebody also yells out in the middle of this, people are dead. I'm calling the police.
No, don't call the police.
No, don't bring the fuzz in. It'll kill the party. Hold on a minute. Let me get rid of this pot. Monkeys start spreading through the park, and they're seeing them
Yes,
on the screen, and they're big yellow dots, just like
and they
cruising
seem
around.
to know what dots are what animals.
Yeah, because the dots are different color coded.
Yes. I kind of love that just because I really needed that.
Right.
I needed
right.
that. And they go to mom's office again, Ivanka's office, and the little girl is making her toy animals fight.
Oh yeah.
And the mom's like, why are they fighting? And what does the kid say? Something like, I don't know. I don't care what she said.
Yeah, I can't remember what the kid said either.
But it made me think of this story, sidebar, where I was like her age and I started making all my drawings of people with sad faces.
Okay.
And my mom was like, why do they all have sad faces? Like concerned. And I was like, because everyone does happy faces. That's so boring.
Because the world's a cruel and evil place.
Because life is a prison.
Right.
Anyway, this one we start to see some CGI animals.
Right.
The
Also,
monkeys
like
in
the
lab.
apes. The apes in that one, really.
Oh
it was
my God.
obvious. It was obvious that it was costume people.
Oh, for
And then
sure.
and then it's to the aviary.
Yes.
You know, and so the woman that's in charge of the aviary,
Yes.
it's sort of like
She's
she's like that, sort of like she could be 35 or 67. You know, like one of those.
Yes.
But she's very hippie and she's wearing
Yep.
a bunch of Southwest jewelry.
Yes, I I was going to say that.
Because
I love that lady, that cliche.
I loved her outfit, but maybe Jerry Lewis and her are going to have the love of theme and like, you know, and they're going to be getting it on and the birds, zombie birds, are going to start pecking them in the ass, you know.
No,
but
she was too much of a strong hippie woman to go with some stupid child.
Right. But then the parrot starts talking like whatever Jerry Lewis says, the parrot talks. And you know, like God. A lot of times how the parrots will be, rah, rah. This one's just like this guy in this very monotone voice, like, whatever you say.
I've never heard a parrot talk. I'll do it. Okay, so I guess the warthog guy gets attacked by monkeys. I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Because all of a sudden I just remember, okay, they're in the warthog pit.
Yeah.
You know? And then all of a sudden they run into a tiki hut. And you don't know. You see, you don't know, like, you don't even know that the warthogs have got it yet. You know, so everybody's in the tiki hut. And so they start punching holes in the roof of the tiki hut and they're climbing up. And it's just like, what the fuck are you doing that for? Monkeys can climb. You can't climb away from a monkey.
And they go and they get in the tree. They're all like scrambling up a tree.
And then the warthogs are going nuts. And then she loses her bracelet. Which, you know.
Like, it seemed like very crucial, but guess what? It was not.
And then all of a sudden the little girl comes back in and I was just sitting there thinking like, I can't wait till this little asshole becomes a zombie. That would be really funny and it would be really cool, like child zombies.
But now we get zombie giraffes.
Right. But then all of a sudden I was sitting there thinking like, again, where is that fucking kid's father? You know, also because the mother had to say, she's with me because I couldn't take her to daycare today. Right. And then daycare. And then there's just so many fucking excuses that mom gives.
Yeah.
Daycare's 30 miles away, so I can't take her to daycare. She's got to stay with me.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, put the kid in an orphanage.
Like, you don't have parents.
Yeah.
Come on.
And so the bitch is in the tree, you know, the one who's
the young Republican.
The young Republican is in the tree.
Which we didn't mention. She was like, because Gage, the suit guy, was like, "What are you doing here?"
Oh yeah.
And she's like, blah, whatever. I'm usually a social something.
I can't remember all her excuses for her sorry existence.
But what was her major? Do you remember what it was? It was
God.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't deal with it because homeless people freak me out.
Oh yeah.
And
just showed her what an asshole she was.
And babies scare me.
Yeah.
No, I'm allergic to babies.
Right. Well, who isn't?
Great character development there.
Right.
She's gonna die, and we're not gonna be sad.
No.
And so
I can't wait till she dies.
I know, and it took too long.
Oh my God.
We get now zombie giraffes.
Oh. See, that's where RJ Soylent, that's where he can die in peace because of this scene.
In pieces. And they had the best CGI in this. They're like taking the interns out of the trees and shaking them by the collar. And then for some reason, Gage comes and they're there now, and there's a great scene of Gage like blocking the zombie giraffe with his arm. But it's like, all right, we're gonna need you to keep your arm off screen. We're just going to imply that there's a zombie giraffe biting it off screen, so it's just gonna be a close up of you. So just make sure and keep your arm off screen. It was beautifully done.
Now, he was a guy that was dangling in the air.
That was a different guy.
Okay. Because I remember the zombie giraffe was eating some guy's arm, and I thought they were vegetarian.
Not the zombie kind, idiot.
I know. And then everybody's kicking. Oh, I just have a guy getting eaten by a giraffe.
I think RJ was right. That was a great scene.
Yeah.
And that's when...
Oh, remember
That's when young Republican drives off in the Jeep, is like, fuck you guys.
Hold on. Remember when all the shit's hitting the fan right there?
Yeah.
And her line was, I could have been in a soup kitchen.
I I totally missed that.
Yeah, that's where that's where after she'd put down homeless people and children.
Right.
And then she realized, okay, bombs aren't as bad as, as zombie animals.
What scares you now, bitch?
Right.
Then she drives off.
And then the doctor says, the CDC is coming from Atlanta, but it's 3 hours away. Because I was sitting there trying to think, okay, this looks like it's in Florida.
Right.
But Florida's about 5 hours from
right.
Atlanta, the border.
Maybe they have jet helicopters.
I guess.
And then they go back to Ivanka and they're in her office and her daughter's like, why don't you use your telescope? For like the second time, that stupid little girl calls the microscope a telescope. I'm like, bitch, you have been told.
Right.
And the mom goes up to the microphone and God damn it! Now I'm doing it.
That child infects everybody.
The mom goes up to the microscope and picks it up and just like looks at it. And she looks like, yeah, I could beat them to death with a microscope. No, use it with like the blood and stuff.
Right.
Idiot. So then we go.
And now somebody else shoot to kill.
For what?
I don't know. I just know somewhere in there somebody gave the instructions a shoot to kill, because everybody was like saying, no, we're here to protect the animals, like
game is over.
The one black security guard who was like,
Rex.
Yeah, Rex was like, all one with the animals.
Yes.
Like, hey, we're all here on this planet together. Without them, there's no us.
With them, there's no us.
Right.
We got to change the game. And so now that's like Rex and Leslie or Lizzie and Gage. Was there someone else?
Yeah.
No, it was just the three of them. And then a herd of elephants comes up and they're like, oh no. And then Gage is like, no, it's okay.
Oh, the elephants
They're friendly.
Yeah.
They don't have any natural predators, so they're not going to be zombies.
Oh,
That's not how zombies work. They don't care about predators.
No. And I also noticed that the bitch and the Ivy Leaguer took off and run. And they said, if we run fast enough, we can outrun them.
That's not how animals work either.
And then I noticed the Ivy Leaguer, he got bit by a giraffe.
Right. And I was like, oh, dope. He's going to be a zombie.
Right. I was hoping that.
Yeah.
But then I noticed after he got bit by the giraffe, his voice sounded exactly like Bob Denver.
That's not something I would have clocked.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, and then the little asshole comes up with the telescope reference again. And then the next thing, the cops show up.
They do.
And then here's another thing. And then a helicopter's flying around.
Uh-huh.
And the helicopter says Ontario on it.
I missed that.
Yeah, and it's just like, there's no Ontario helicopters, like down south.
That's because they shot it in Canada.
Yeah, and then I noticed that everybody's like arguing and the camera's focusing around, twirling around to everybody's face.
Yeah.
Like a Treasure of the Sierra Madre type of shot. Like where
everybody's
turning against each other and it just shows everybody's face and it's going really fast. And then I have another comment. It's just that damn child. And I don't know what that was about. But then they're on the elephants and then you watch them all riding the elephants. And the elephants weren't even touching the ground. That was the worst GCI. When they're like levitating because you can see shadows above their feet when all 4 feet are on the ground.
They were not trying hard with that CGI.
Oh man, it's like 5 minutes till 5.
And then
let me get the fuck out of here. Nobody's gonna notice.
And then like that shot of them riding the elephants, like first off, that wouldn't
Yeah. Yeah, how do they all get on the elephants and ride?
Thank you. But when they're all riding them, it's so beautiful because like you've got obviously fake animated elephants and then you've got people that are like a completely different color than the rest of the video behind them. And then when they show just the people from like the waist up, there's no elephants behind them. Right. And it's obviously shot and like, okay, just pretend like move back and forth like you're on a
rock.
It was beautiful. I love that shit.
Yeah, that was one of the good ones. And I'm disappointed that the elephants didn't turn into zombies.
But did they? Because there's that scene at the end where there's like a whole parade of animals.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like they didn't say anything about it. It was just animals running.
Right.
Were they okay? Were they all zombies?
Or were they just trying to get out of there?
Right.
Because there was a
exactly.
hippopotamus walking up an incline, and they're all hiding behind bushes.
Yeah, it was like a scene out of the Lord of the Rings when they're
Right.
hiding from like some ghost night.
And now next, here comes a riot squad. And you don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
They just show up, and they're just walking through.
But we also have young Republican has stolen the Jeep, gets to the front gates, and wants out.
Oh, yeah. And she just leaves everybody.
Oh, yeah, she's an
She's
asshole.
like, fuck you.
She's a sorority girl Republican.
Right.
What else would you expect?
Look out for number one.
Amen. And then she's like trying to call Ivanka, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not opening the gates. Get the fuck out of there. And then all of a sudden there's lions.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because
they're roaring.
Yes.
And
but
then
the overhead shot of them is like, that's a big cat. It's a generic big cat. I have no idea what that animal is. And it drags her off. And I was like, yeah, that was almost a good scene. Like, if they had done a better
GCI.
job of just like showing what happened to her, I would have been all in.
Right.
But they didn't.
Right. There should have been a close up of her face, like screaming in agony, praying to die.
Yes.
You know, her death is not coming. It's an hour long.
Yes.
You know, and she's just like screaming.
Tortured.
Lions are eating her entrails while she's still alive.
Oh my God.
Another lion pulls out her tongue and throws it against the tree.
Yes, but no.
No.
So we go back to
but then the doctor hears her being killed over the intercom.
Yeah, she
you know, and so the doctor just her crying, and then she's screaming. So you just hear her screaming through her radio, like, "Oh God, no! Oh hell!"
And doctor just does a big shrug.
Right.
We see next.
My grandpa didn't want it to turn out this way.
Stop talking about your grandpa.
Yeah, fuck
like,
your grandpa.
Seriously?
What happened to her parents?
Bad idea.
Yeah,
they're out of the picture. So. Little girl's doing a tea party now, and she's all alone.
Oh, yeah.
Kifo, the stuffed animal, loves that fucking tea. And then she starts talking about a koala. And then they show the koala, and it's like, it looked like it has a mange, and it's nasty.
But its eyes are closed, too.
Yeah. I was like, oh, good. The girl's going to die now.
Right. But she goes, hello, Mr. Koala. And then all of a sudden, the koala comes to life, screams.
Yep.
Its eyes are blazing like Master Po from Kung Fu.
Exactly.
You know.
And mom hears screams. She comes, and guess what? She can't get the door open.
Right. Her car key won't work.
Stupid electronics.
Right.
She finally gets the door open. And old girl, she's got a bloody bat.
All the animals are torn up.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, like, because the blood on the girl was so bad, I thought she was getting warts on her head. You know, I was wondering, like, what is this? This is like a really cool looking disease.
I
you
think
know?
she had brain matter all over her. That's what it was. And those like koalas were beautiful. They were all torn up and like big bloody pools of blood. That was beautiful.
And then she didn't want to play with her animals anymore when the mom came in.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with animals anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I just have the note, Hollywood magic, elephants.
Right.
They look so bad.
Also, because they were worried about, you know, birds in the aviary.
Right.
Getting, you know, and the woman in the aviary, she stood her ground. We're not letting them out.
Nope.
They'll die.
Yep.
And we can't let them die.
Right.
And so Ricky was going to check on the parakeets. And, you know, and then like the parrot goes, I'm going to check on the parakeets. And the parrot goes, check on the parakeets. Check on the parakeets.
Fucking parakeets.
And then it shows the elephants giving rides again.
Yeah, but they freak out because they know something's wrong.
Oh,
and
yes.
they buck off their passenger.
And then you notice they all three land side by side, like next to each other. You know, like it was like they're all standing in a row. Okay, fall down. So like they all land in the same spot. You know?
Yes.
And the elephants were not in a line.
No, they were not. And one of the elephants bucks up and like lands what looked like next to Rex's leg, but everyone's like, oh no, it landed on his leg.
Oh yeah.
No, it didn't.
Oh yeah.
No, it didn't.
Okay, yeah, because I got, you know, the lemmings have become zombies.
Yep.
The elephants buck the three.
Yep.
The white guy gets bit by lemurs.
Yep.
After he got bit by a giraffe. And then the black guy gets his leg stomped on. And then the next thing, after an elephant stomps on his leg, he's running. How can you run if an elephant stomps on your leg?
Yes, the one of the next scenes, they're walking into some infirmary or something, and Leslie's helping him walk, but he's putting all of his weight on the leg that got stomped on. And the infirmary guy, I guess he's the Kifo trainer guy.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, that giraffe bite looks bad. Let me get some ointment and some antibiotics. And the next scene, ointment is a giant tub of Vaseline.
Yeah, man. I thought he was just going to put butter on that wound.
I would have been just as good.
You're right.
So we go back to little girl.
Right. This is where I was hoping she's turning into a zombie.
Oh, man.
Because there was that blood on her forehead. But it was not like a blood splatter. It was just like this big swath of red.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, her head's turned into a giant blister.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. It's just like, okay.
They keep cleaning this little girl off, and they have sinks, they have bathrooms,
right?
They have soap,
they have washcloths.
They never clean this fucking girl up.
No.
She is a child. Just clean the goddamn girl up. The Ivanka's like, we don't know why they're doing this. And the little girl's like, isn't it obvious? They want us dead or something.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't like us.
That's fair.
They want us to die.
They get a machete.
No, hold on a minute. They got to go back to the aviator scene. It shows the aviator woman. And I noticed, yeah, the aviator. Yeah. But anyway, she's on a flip phone calling everybody up. And this was only just a couple of years ago.
Right. It's because they need to update their security.
Right. And then they found the machete.
Yes. They're still in the infirmary. And Kifo.
He's in the fetal position.
Oh, man. And I don't remember the name of the guy who takes care of Kifo, who has a peace sign necklace.
Yeah.
Peace sign necklace.
Oh, he throws a man through a plate glass window.
Man, I would not have bet that they would have zombified Kifo. I thought for sure they were going to make him like the good guy.
Yeah, where he gets to live.
Yes, and he like helps the little girl because they have a relationship. They were not like pulling back at all with Kifo. They were like, nah, he gets the same treatment. Fuck Kifo.
Right.
So they're in the infirmary and Kifo throws the guy through the glass window and comes through and he's like looking for everyone else who's in there. And it was a full ripoff of the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like hiding and like shuffling through like other things.
Cubicles.
Yes.
Yes. And you see the Kifo's silhouette through the cubicle. But also he picks a guy up after he throws him through the window and body slams him a couple of times.
On the spine.
Right. And the sound effect for that was really good because that was really like a 2x4 hitting a slab of ham. And then like the guy who got his leg stepped on stabs Kifo with the machete.
Okay, we are in a world where we know that you need to kill these animals through the brain.
Right.
He stabs him in the fucking back.
Right.
What's that going to do?
Infuriate him more.
Yes.
So he grabs him and squishes his head like a grapefruit.
Oh my
that was the second good kill after all this time.
Yes, absolutely. And he fully deserved it for stabbing him in the back instead of the skull.
And the next thing I noticed, Kifo is not even bothering walking like an ape. He's strolling like a man. He's strolling like a man in this scene.
He's not only strolling like a man, but his suit just looks like fur pants and a fur shirt.
Yeah.
And they're separate colors. They're not even trying at this point.
And then I noticed also that the humans in this scene are more agile than an ape.
That's when they're going up the rock wall
and
stuff.
Yeah, because they're climbing up the rocks. And Kifo's an ape.
Yes.
He should be hauling ass up those rocks. You know, like a human cannot outclimb a monkey.
No.
No matter what
not.
planet you're on, a human can never outclimb a monkey.
No, never.
Or an ape.
And then they push a huge fake boulder on top of Kifo.
Yeah, and it kills him. And then you know what they say after that?
What?
Okay, let's go.
All right, job is done. And
now they're running through the next scene. It looks like they're running through a low rent set of Apocalypse Now. You know, like where where Marlon Brando's hanging out.
Yeah,
it looks like that.
Because they hear a van or a Jeep coming and like, I don't know where they are. I don't know where this Jeep is, but from this place, they can see it now.
Yeah.
It keeps driving. Like, how far away was this Jeep? It's going
Oh,
around
yeah, because
all
I
these
thought she was
curves.
dead.
Exactly. They
Yes.
brought the young Republican back.
She cannot die.
No, but when she actually gets there, she's like gurgling blood and like I love
Right.
that she survived just to bring them the Jeep.
Right. Now, I also noticed the female security guard.
Uh-huh.
Because everybody has to tell like their shitty life story about how nobody loves them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was raised by rocks, a wind up alarm clock was my mother.
Right,
I had to
yeah.
drink dry Ovaltine.
With my pee.
Yeah, so I'm just doing this and I don't want anybody to look at me. So she had to tell, her 30-second story of like, okay,
Right.
all right, I guess I'm supposed to feel sorry for you now,
This is why she has to survive.
Yeah, this is why she's going to live, because she's tough as shit. She's got sandpaper for a soul.
So, did we miss it already?
No, Amber's driving her Jeep now, and she's
Yeah.
puking like a zombie.
I
And remember what she says
What'd she
when
say?
they come up? I want my mom.
Ah! And then she died as she lived.
Right.
Spitting
now-
up blood and
Right.
being a bitch.
Right. Die, live like an asshole, die spewing shit. And then there's another scene where the child is getting cleaned again.
Dude, they keep cleaning that kid and with no luck whatsoever.
And then somebody yells, things are getting crazy.
Yeah, just now, like within the last 5 minutes, it's weird.
And then the CDC shows up.
Wait. Did we, the other guys, Gage and Leslie and, is Rex? No, Rex is dead. No,
Rex is-
AJ.
Yeah.
The intern that is with the gorillas, the blonde ponytail guy.
Yeah. The Mimbo.
They're in the Jeep now.
Oh, and you know what?
What?
You know what? On his Twitter account that it had?
What did it have?
Jesus freak. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah, man.
I love that so
Yeah.
much. So they're all in the Jeep and and lions start chasing him in the Jeep. And she gives Gage the gun and he's like, "No, I'm not a very good shot." And she's like, "Get better."
Yeah.
And, they
And then lions eat Amber's corpse.
and they're running after the Jeep as it's driving.
Oh,
There's
and
three.
Yeah, and the lions are running faster than a Jeep.
Yes. And Leslie's shooting at the lions, not getting any shots, and Gage is obviously not because he's not a good shot. And
No.
I was like, dude, she told you to get better and you're not doing that. What's your problem?
Right. And you notice for some reason it doesn't even explain how he came there wearing a suit.
Uh-huh.
He's wearing a suit through all the scenes, and then all of a sudden he's still got the suit jacket on, but he's made the pants into cut off shorts.
And he's torn the shirt sleeves off. So now he looks like business Rambo.
Right.
It's so good. So then they finally shoot one of the lions, and I don't know why, but AJ, who is driving, gets scared and plows into a tree.
Now they get a flat tire also. And then they all get thrown out.
Fly out the front of the Jeep at the same time and land in the same place.
Just like the elephants, man. It's like the Three Stooges when they all go flying in and they all land together.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing that worried me about that scene is they only killed one lion.
Where are the other ones?
Where are the other two? They were running still.
Yeah.
But no, that's fine. It's fine.
And then the next scene, they're all laying there, and one of them goes, "What is it?" "Something big. We better hide." And so they're all hiding, and then there's an incline behind them, and it shows all the animals walking like they're going up the Noah's Ark.
Yes, that's exactly what it was like.
And then finally the zip line comes in. God damn it, it's about time.
And again, we get to hear about how they're not ready yet. So I
Yeah.
wonder what could possibly happen.
Well, who was it who said like, just get on the goddamn zip line? Was it the security guard woman? Who said?
Of course it was.
Okay, yeah, because she's the one who's taking everything by the.
Or maybe
She's
it was
taking the
Gage.
bull by the horns.
Yeah, she is.
You know?
That's how she does life.
Right.
And
I like how she has a British accent too.
yes, me too. She is great. They it was good luck that they had 3 zip lines so they could all do it at once.
About that woman, I decided to Google images of her, and I found a picture of her, a bunch of pictures of her like laughing, and one of her wearing a bikini floating on her back, laughing also.
She's enjoying life.
She lives large.
They're all terrified of this zip line.
Yeah. And then remember, they're flying on the zip line and they're going, and they're all straight. You know, there's no centrifugal force pulling them, and none of their hair is all flat down, even though
all
they're
the
going.
shots are like from their ankles up, so you can see they were standing on something.
yeah.
And the green screen, it was the green screeniest scene I've ever seen. It was
And then, of
beautiful.
course, the zip line, since they shouldn't be on it,
Right.
You see it, and it's coming unraveled.
Yes.
And so they keep showing it, and it keeps coming unraveled the same amount. Like
Yes.
it's closed up, and then
Yep.
it's coming unraveled.
Yep.
Closed up, and
Yep.
it's coming unraveled. And then you see the bro. Somebody has to die in this.
Oh, well, absolutely. Because guess what? The zip line was not ready.
No, God damn it, they told you. And so he falls to his death.
Oh man. But first I think Leslie goes first. And she
Yeah.
somehow has the force to push herself onto Gage and make him hold both their weights for the rest
Was he
of the
holding
zip
her,
line.
or was she holding him?
She jumped with no
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's even physically possible, but she grabbed onto Gage
Yeah.
and was like holding on to his ass or something.
Yeah, holding to his waist.
Yeah, because that's the easiest.
Right.
And AJ, they show AJ fall all the way until he splats on the ground.
Right.
And there was like an audible splat as well.
That was good. That was very good. And now, they keep on talking every now and then about these gas cans.
Yes.
Why do they have so many gas cans? And
Because everything's 30 miles away,
Right.
I guess.
they should also had somebody working on the zoo grounds who's a lot older than everybody else, but you could tell that, that he's just sort of like an alcoholic,
Yes.
like a functioning alcoholic. And
he's
always
too old for this shit.
Right, he's too old for this shit, but he's walking around the gas cans with a cigarette.
Adds
maybe,
attention.
maybe finds a Playboy in the woods or something like that. Something
'Cause
really
that's where they
creepy.
grow.
Yeah, something really creepy. That was one character they should have had, but
They missed out with that one. And she keeps talking about how her grandfather would have been so disappointed.
Right.
She seriously
my
stopped.
grandfather would have been so disappointed.
If your grandfather saw this shit, he would have shot himself in the temple. He doesn't care what you're doing right now.
Right.
No. So they're going to set fire to the aviary if anything happens.
Yeah, why just to the aviary?
Because-
not the whole
Because
park.
once they get rid of the birds, the problem's
right.
over.
I guess bird flu.
It
The
makes
avian
us-
flu.
They did this with Aquarium of the Dead too, where they're like, we just need to kill this one specific animal and then everything is solved.
Yeah, we killed the moray eel tank. Everybody's good. Let's get rid of those fucking dolphins.
Regardless of the fact that everything else is now infected.
You're
just
right.
this one animal, and then it'll be all fine. Oh boy.
And the child says, for some reason, all right. When they said, get the gas cans, the child goes, all right.
Let's do this shit.
Yeah, let's kill these fucking birds.
They make it to the aviary. And the thing I notice a lot in this movie is whenever someone goes through a door that they don't want animals to come in or out of, they just swing open the doors and run. If it were me, I'd be like, swing open the door and then
look.
push it down. Like, make sure those fucking doors are closed. All right, just keep running through them.
I also noticed that there was a fire extinguisher and it had flammable written on it.
Well, yeah, if you explode it, I guess.
Yeah, so it's the aviary after dark.
Yep. And they go in and they hear Ricky go, help me, help me. Or rather, they hear Ricky saying, help me, help me.
Right, like a zombie.
Like a zombie robotic.
Is anyone in here?
mac-
Help me, help me. And then it shows
Nobody-
two parrets beating on a glass.
Yes.
In synchronicity with
Yes.
each other.
Cracking it.
Yes.
Making little spiderweb cracks in this 3-foot deep glass. Love it.
And then they find Ricky with his eyes pecked out and the parrot's mocking him while he's eating his dead corpse.
Fair. Ricky sucked.
Yeah.
And then they find the hippie lady scientist, and this is one of my other favorite kills of the whole movie. It's so
Oh, this is a great one.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
She kept saying something and I couldn't understand what she was saying, and then I realized she was yelling, "It's nesting in me. It's nesting in me."
So that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
I
And
was
then they
wondering.
like scan down and there's a bald eagle scratching at her intestines and there's eggs inside of her guts. It was beautiful.
Yes.
I loved that so much. Oh my God.
And then the guy and the girl
Yeah.
get attacked by parrots.
They get
And then there's another. They're getting attacked by parrots, and then it shows those two damn parrots pecking at the glass again.
Yeah.
And then they're getting attacked by parrots.
The
And then he
next
takes
shot
off
is
his
them.
jacket.
Wait,
and,
no. The
Oh.
next shot is them being attacked by parrots, but they have them grabbed and they're holding these obviously like either taxidermy or toy parrots, and they're just shaking them
Yes.
and screaming, and then they tear the
I forgot.
wings off the birds and then slam them down.
And they
That
tore
was great.
Yes, that was another good kill, even
Yeah.
though it was an animal.
No, that
And then
was
they tore
great.
the heads off the parrots too.
Oh my God, so good.
And then the parrots are pecking at the glass again.
Yeah. And then they like escape somehow, and they're all in the truck, and Leslie's like, "You got to back up this truck because the fire was not going as well as it should
Right.
have been." She's like, "What are you talking about? Back up the truck." They back up the truck and they get out of the truck, and Leslie shoots the truck and it explodes, of course.
Uh-huh.
But it also explodes as if there were like 10 bombs in that aviary.
It was so good that the force blew them all. And when they hit it, all looked like they were a bunch of drunks doing a line kick. And they all fall down on the ground. It's like that they lost their balance while they're trying to do a line kick.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And the next shot is like
A
birds.
condor.
Yes, and there's
fire.
birds everywhere flying on fire, and it was so beautiful.
What about how the condo's on fire, so they shoot it?
Yeah, it just explodes into beautiful fiery
Right.
pieces. It was gorgeous. I loved it so much.
Right. And now, after you think everything's done, Kifo makes the scene again.
And I was like, "Oh, it's okay though, because the little girl's there. She's
Right.
gonna save the day."
But I also noticed Kifo's size has changed once again.
Absolutely.
He's bigger. And then he's kicking everybody's
Yeah,
ass.
he's not even killing him. He's
He's
just like
just beating him up.
he's just like backhanding him, like not even trying. And I was like,
You know, this would be a great idea for a parade. Let a gorilla loose just to kick everybody's ass.
I'd pay to see that.
I
Damn.
would too.
And then Kifo goes up to the little girl, and I was like, "Oh, here's the scene. She's gonna redeem Kifo."
Right.
And he gets shot in the back of the head by Mom.
Right.
I was like, that was the cliche job that was. I wanted the scene where Kifo was redeemed.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then a helicopter gunship appears. You
Oh
know.
my God.
And then the next scene, they're all riding on it and they're all sitting there like after they've seen this horrible shit.
Yeah, like
They're
at
all
the
in
end
silence.
of Jurassic Park.
Right. They're all in silence.
Yeah.
It's a silent ride. But then
There's some
you have to hear about that
crazy-
fucking grandfather one more goddamn time.
And then there's some crazy turbulence.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what?
And then they're laughing like the epilogue.
But wait, there's crazy turbulence. And Leslie's like, I'll never get used to flying. Okay.
Who knew that you had a problem with flying in the
that
first
was
place?
never
You know,
mentioned.
there's too much information out of your mouth in this whole goddamn movie.
And then, like, that's it. Ha ha, that was weird. That
Right.
was crazy. Let's
And then all of a
fly away
sudden,
into
all of a sudden, the
sunset.
sun comes up again. It's a new day.
And there's a gorilla laying.
Kifo.
That was not Kifo.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Oh.
That was absolutely not Kifo because it looked like an actual gorilla and not like some weird ass gorilla I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Don't know what gorilla
I just
was.
saw the eye open.
And then it's done.
Yeah.
Man, what a wild ride.
Exactly. I'm exhausted right now. I feel like I ran 7 miles.
Same.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you.
Yes.
What would have been a better name for this movie?
Animals Gone Wild.
I had to do research for mine. A better name for this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Quaternary Park.
That is really good.
Thank you.
That is really good. That's much better than Animals Gone Wild.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into that.
Because 976 Animals would have been my next one.
That's pretty good too. John, tell me everything you have to plug. What's going on?
Well, I got the band I'm in, Tijuana Hercules, has a album out called Mudslot and the Singles. It's on Skin Graft Records.
Nice.
Got that to plug.
Nice.
It's on vinyl and CD and digital.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Any Instagram or anything to plug your art with?
Yeah, Black Pisces Prince.
Perfect.
At Instagram.
Awesome.
Or you can look at Tijuana Hercules at Instagram.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to look this shit up.
Thank you. I try to be amusing there.
All right. I'm very sorry that you had to sit through that movie, but I thank
you.
You
know,
so
I
much.
thank you so much for having me sit through that movie.
It
was a great
really
experience.
good.
It was a great experience.
It was kind of a great movie.
It was yeah, I gotta say. In fact, I liked it better than Jurassic Park.
That's totally fair.
You know,
We got like real animals.
right?
This is like a real.
I liked it better, even though it was a ripoff of Steven Spielberg.
Uh-huh.
I liked it much better than a Steven Spielberg movie.
They did it better.
They did it a lot better. There's only one cute child instead of a whole group of cute children.
I really think that they should have used the Jell-O on the spoon scene, but I think they did a good job.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye. You're not going to say goodbye?
Oh, goodbye.